In the last video, I showed you how to create a buckram pattern. Now what I'm going to show you is how to use slashing and spreading to change the shape of your hat, giving it more flare or making it more angular. You can also use this same method when creating your brim. I'm going to show you how to use it on your side band. So what I have here are two pieces of paper because I want to show you two different ways to do this. Each one measures 22 inches long, and I made them 3 inches high so that you can see a bigger difference rather than doing a smaller version, and then it would be kind of hard to see. So what I've done is divided it into 4 sections so that we have the center front and the 2 side seams. And then what I want to do is probably actually divide it even more. So we want this to be evenly marked. I'm going to divide it so that they're about an inch. It's marked about an inch apart. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is cut into each of these folds from the top down towards the bottom. And I want to make sure that I'm cutting them exactly the same length so that they all finish about a half an inch from the edge here. And then I'm going to do that to the second one as well. So for my first side band, what I'm going to do is spread it. So what I want to do is, let's tape down the center front to the paper, okay, so that it doesn't move around too much. But we're going to be adjusting it this way. So what I want to do is spread the pattern. I don't know how much, let's say about 1/4 inch. So I can mark 1/4, and I'm measuring it at the top of this pattern piece here. So I'm going to spread it about 1/4 inch, and then I'm going to tape those 2 pieces down onto this paper behind it. I'm going to do that for every one of these slashes. Just do it about 1/4 inch. And when I say about, I mean you should make them the same. So what I'm basically going to do next is create a new pattern piece out of the under piece of paper by tracing this new curve that I have. Okay, so when I take this off, well, I guess I don't have to take it off yet, but when I take this off, I'll have a nice curve for my new crown, or my new side band. Okay, and I will true this up and cut it out. And I want to make sure that I have extra seam allowance for overlap in the back on both sides, so about 1 inch. I have my side band all trued up, so this is the one with the flare. And I've marked it with a center front, side seam, 2 side seams, and a center back. Now to do the one where we reduce rather than slash and spread. So now all I do is take this top edge and I'm going to overlap each of these pieces about 1/4 inch, maybe even a little less. That might be, 1/4 inch might be too much. So I'll go around and tape each one of these down as I overlap them. So here's my original piece that I reduced, and then I laid it on top of another piece of paper and trued up the pattern, added the center front, side seams, and center back, as well as an extra inch of seam allowance on the back. And there you have it. And then I'll show you how to take these paper patterns and turn them into a hat mock-up. Okay, so I showed you how to slash and spread a pattern, and I showed you how to create your pattern from scratch for a buckram hat. And then I had already shown you these mock-ups, but I wanted to just show them to you again. This hat has all the markings that are needed when creating your pattern. So it has the center front, center back, the side seams on both sides, and you can see on the side band and on the tip, it has all these markings in each of the sections. And then I also wrote what the hat is used for, what kind of hat it is, and what size it is. And then this is the hat that I created, the pattern I created for a tapered hat that goes outward. So that was the pattern that was slashed and spread. And then this is the pattern that had the crown that was slashed and reduced, so it creates a taper inward. Okay, so this is basically, the mock-up is meant to show you what your hat looks like in 3-dimension. You have the ability to try it on and see if you like it, or maybe adjust it at this point. Especially since it's only made out of paper, you have a lot of opportunity to adjust it now.